Okay, so far since the last video, all I've done, which really isn't that much, is that I've removed the bell support, the hanger for the bell, and I removed the count wheel, which was very difficult to get off. I had to be very careful with that. So I removed the count wheel, and I removed the hammer itself for the gong, and I removed the back cock. Okay, and the back cock holds the escapement and the verge, and that comes out automatically when you remove the back cock. So next thing I got to do is straighten that out, that suspension spring, if it's worth keeping or not. And but that's where we are for now, and then I'll switch now that everything is off. I don't think I need to remove these cocks on the back, so what I'll do now is start on the front, and I will remove this is an adjustment, a little strange, not adjusted correctly. This is an adjustment for that. Okay, so I'll start removing things on this side, which I will start with the parts down here. On the clicks, I'll remove the clicks and the click springs, and the wheels, the click wheels, we'll get those removed as well, and that'll be the next thing we do. Now for these delicate parts, hold that on. Does have a little something hanging on there. Very tiny. We had another difficult one. Notice how this one has a curve on it, and that one is flat. That's the time side, this is the strike side. The strike side has the curve, so you got to remember that. There's a little curve there for the strike side. And we're going to take this right off. Notice this has a different screw. It has to go on there. Those are a different type of screw. You got to keep note of that. Of course, you got to keep note of what direction that goes on. Always keep them separate on what side. This one was loose already. It's tough. Ouch. Oh. Can't get that one. Need to go back to the vice grip jobby. I'm gonna have to. Give me the torque I need. There. Some are too loose and some are way too tight. I'm going to take those, leave those on. Okay, everything externally is removed. Everything should come off now. So what we do is we lay it down this way to remove this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put on so we can stand it up. Now we can stand this little baby up. Let me put this one over here. There we go. The next thing I'll do will be pop the top. Okay, so I thought I was videotaping and I wasn't. So I took the top off of this and I took pictures. And I put everything aside, separated, so all of the strike components are here and all of the time components over here. I also took the mainsprings out of the barrels, so you missed all of that. Just took it out by hand, This is the time side. I keep them separate from the strike side. This is the barrel and the barrel cover. This is the strike side. So the next thing that I have to do is I'm going to put them in the ultrasonic cleaner. So I'm going to put in the springs and the plates and the barrels, because I want to work on the springs, putting the springs back in the barrel first. Then I'll get the small stuff into the ultrasonic cleaner. So that's my next step, is to clean my hands and get these into the ultrasonic cleaner. And I'll show you what they look like once they come out. So what a difference it makes on the plate. That's one of the plates there, and it's nice and clean now. So what I want to do is show you the this is the main spring winder I use. It's the Ole type, and I've got the main springs back in the barrels. So I just wanted to show you that that's the type I was using. The most important thing to remember on these is to grease them, is to grease the main springs before you put them in, and grease the inside of the barrel, and just squeeze the caps on gently and they'll go back into place. And to keep them separated one side from the other. Okay, it's time to start putting this back together. We have all of the parts clean. And it's time to start putting it all back together. Probably should put those on later. I guess it doesn't matter. This one goes in the middle. That I know. That's the strike. So the time side is over here. I always start with the biggest wheels and work my way down to the smallest ones. Then I go to the other side. That's just the simplest way to do it. One goes gear pinions up. I mean wheel down, wheel up. So the next one will be wheel down. And that's not the spot for it, I believe. Oh, this one goes this way. This one goes in here, like that, I believe. Let's see. It hardly seems right. There we are. That looks good. And then we'll find out. That's basically it. It's really not that difficult to put it back together. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces that you got to put together. But I got to think about how I want the pinwheel, the warning wheel. I've got to think about the warning wheel. The warning wheel has to be at half. It has to be down here at the bottom. So I'm going to put a little piece of tape on it. care. But the warning wheel's got to be at that half spot. And this is my cheat. This is my little trick for getting it in the position I want it. Anything else I'm forgetting? I don't see anything else. Now we just gotta locate the pivots. Locate the pivots. Which is not that difficult to do, really. Sometimes. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy. Come on. These two are almost the same height. I put those. Kind of put that in there so this doesn't come out. This is the scary part. We've got to make sure that these things go in the proper holes. Good. So far, so good. Wow, everything just went down into place. Okay. Looks like everything is good. You gotta check the in-shake in all of these. Make sure they're in where they should be. Yeah, looks like we're better. This used to be the scary part for me, trying to put those in, but over time you just get better at it. sure hope we can get that to stay where we want it to stay. Pliers. Length of the pliers. I think we're good. Okay, I can't test if everything moves because I've got that taped. I've got the warning wheel taped where I want it. Now, I've got to locate these two. So I'm going to take this back cock off. And locate this where I want it. Shoot. That's not going to work. Oh, I forgot to put something in. Damn it. I gotta take it apart again. Forgot to put this post in. Damn it, damn it, damn it. These two items gotta go in. Well, this is what you do. Sometimes you forget to put stuff in. You gotta start over. So when I finished the last video, what happened was I put the thing together and I forgot to put in a couple of these parts. So now I put those parts in, and when I got them in, the warning wheel still wasn't lined up where I needed it to go. So I had to take it apart a third time and put the warning wheel right where I wanted it. And I did it without tape this time, and I got it in. So I think everything's working good. So if I move this mainspring up, you can see that the time side is spinning, the escape wheel is spinning freely, and if I do this here, it should work in similar fashion. Okay, yeah, the stop wheel is stopping it. So everything is where I want it to be, which is good. So one of the things that the book tells you to do is when it says leave the warning wheel to last, reassemble the clock, and then adjust the warning wheel by taking a plate spreader, this tool here, and spreading the plates, and taking the fan wheel out and turning the warning wheel to the position you want, and then put the fan wheel back in. But in my experience, that doesn't work too good. It's very dangerous, because look at the thickness of these plates. In order to expand these plates and open them, you have to remove all of these except for one, and these they're not very pliable. On a movement with thin plates, I use this plate spreader, but I wouldn't use it on a French movement with thick plates. I just don't trust it. And what's happened to me is it slipped off, and it smashed down and broke the pivot off usually the fan wheel. So when you have a broken pivot well that small, I can't repair those even with my lathe. It would be quite a job on something that small. Not so bad of a job on a big wheel, but on a tiny wheel like these French movements, replacing a pivot is really hard to do. So I find that too dangerous. So what I'd rather do is take the top off, locate it where I want, and do it over and over as many times as necessary. And there's no danger in bending the pivots by locating them, because I only allow the pressure, the weight of the plate when I'm locating the pivots with my tweezers. I only use the weight of this. I don't press down on this. And then I locate them, and then when they're in, I put a pin in, or if it's a screw down type, I screw it down a little tighter, little tighter, little tighter every time I get something in. I screw it down a little tighter until I get the last one in. So right now everything is in place. It's just a matter of me now reassembling some of the other parts of the clock and do some testing.